Hey guys, this is Melissa's Apple into boxing, and I am delighted to be joined by Olympian Karriss Artingstall. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you. It's nice to be here and see how it all goes down just a couple of days before fight night.
Obviously, you're here supporting your girlfriend, Lauren Price. How are you feeling about the whole thing?
I'm feeling alright at the minute. I know how hard she's worked in the gym and whatnot. I've done a few rounds with her myself, so I know she's in incredible shape and she's ready for it. I'll be nervous on the night, that's for sure. I keep thinking about it now, about her ring walk and whatnot, but I'll get nervous for that. But I know once the first bell goes and she gets into a rhythm, she'll be perfectly fine.
Do you know what? There's so many questions that I have to ask you from what you've said, because obviously you are a very well accomplished boxer yourself. You've kind of been through this whole journey with her. You've been through all the different steps. You've experienced them for yourself. You're going to be having your debut very soon as well. But do you still feel that sort of like, oh, this is someone I love, and like they're in a fight? Do you feel those nerves?
It's not as such as, oh, this is somebody I love and they're about to have a fight, because I know what she's capable of doing. She's achieved everything as an amateur, as in like getting gold at every major tournament there is. So I know what she can do inside that ring. It's more so, I know she's going to be nervous. I know how a fighter feels going into the ring. Everybody has nerves, and it's not a nice feeling. Sometimes you sit in the change room and you're like, what am I doing here? Like, why have I picked this job? And I know that's how she'll be feeling, which is what makes me a little bit nervous, I suppose, and feel for her a little bit. But like I said, I know when she gets in there and the first bell goes, I know her nerves will then calm down. She'll get into a rhythm, and then I'll settle as well then. So, yeah, once that first bell goes, we'll both be all right.
Do you know what? That's a really, really interesting perspective, because obviously where you've experienced all the different psychological stuff, it's quite reassuring to hear that actually what you're more nervous about is like the nerves that she'll be feeling beforehand, before actually that first bell. So in terms of her, amateur journey, you guys obviously are like this power couple. You kind of like come as a duo. How important has that been for your amateur journey and for her amateur journey in terms of propelling you forward?
It's been massive. Like, we've been to every major together. I've done a few tournaments before, obviously me and Lauren got together, but I've been to the Worlds, the Europeans, and obviously the Olympics by Lauren's side, the qualifiers. We just push each other on. It's like having a home comfort. It's a lonely, lonely sport, and we was literally talking about this yesterday. Without one another, it's hard. You see all these other boxers, Joe Cordina, for example, he just won a world title. He has to leave his family, his children, his wife. It's not a nice feeling. So to have Lauren by my side, it makes it that it's a big part, and it makes it much easier to get through day by day training, because the sessions are hard as well, and we push off on each other, bounce off one another. So yeah, having each other by each other's sides, it's incredible and it's special. A lot of people would probably wish to have that, and we're just special enough to have it, I suppose.
Yeah, very, very lucky. I mean, a lot of people just even want that initial connection, that relationship, but then to have someone experience all the hardships of boxing, because it isn't a joke, to have someone that you trust and you have that respect for, experience it all with you, I'm sure it makes a huge, huge difference. Even in the press conference, I could see, Lauren was sat up there, but you guys were like looking at each other the whole time, smiling, laughing. I could hear you giggling at little bits. It was really lovely to see.
Yeah, when I look at her sometimes, she's got like a resting bitch face. I don't know if I can say that on her, but I've said it now. So, and a lot of people think she's probably not enjoying herself, or she's not happy or whatever. And I know deep down she's excited to be fighting in 2 days' time. So I just have to remind her every now and then, give her a little wave and a little smile, and she'll know just to break a smile every now and then. But yeah, it's just nice, like you say, the journey, like driving down here together yesterday instead of doing that 3-hour journey on your own or whatever. You're just comfortable. Like I said, it's like a home comfort, and it just brings out the best in you, doesn't it? A happy fighter is a dangerous fighter, so they say. So yeah.
So in terms of obviously Saturday night, what are you expecting to see from Lauren as she steps through the ropes?
You're going to see a different Lauren, I think, because she's come down in weight. When she was boxing amateurs, she was boxing 75 kilogram girls. Bearing in mind, she was having to down litres of water to make that weight. She was weighing in at like 70 kilo when she was facing them girls, with water obviously to make the weight. She's come down to a bit of a more natural weight now. I think she's sitting around just under the weight that's been agreed for the fight. So yeah, I think you'll see a different Lauren Price, but she's looking very, very sharp. She's going to be able to hold her feet a lot more this time, because she's facing people more natural weight towards her. So you'll see her sinking a few shots in. And like I said, I've done a few rounds with her myself, so I know she's got the power, I know she's got the speed. she's faster and sharper than a lot of the 57 girls I've been in with, and that's a big weight jump. So to be that sharp at that weight is phenomenal, and I think everyone will enjoy what they see off Lauren Price this weekend.
I'm sure. I mean, we're all really pumped for it, especially, the fact that she's another flag bearer, as yourself as well, flag bearer for women in boxing. It's so important to see people that obviously have accomplished so much, such as yourself and Lauren, come through into the professional ranks and really make those tides for everyone else who's trying to do the same thing. One question I really wanted to ask you is, I saw a clip of you guys talking in an interview, and I think you were saying that during lockdown you guys were you set up a little sparring situation. How was that?
Terrible, honestly. We had no head guard. I put a head guard on, it was brand new. I was like, I'm not wearing that, it's annoying me. So we took that off. We had a gum shield, a pair of gloves. We literally pushed the sofas aside in one of the GB houses up at Sheffield, and it was like fighting in a phone box, and we just went at it for 8 rounds, 30 seconds rest, coming out with black eyes, bruised ears, cut lips, the lot. But it done us good because it got us ready for the qualifiers. We had nothing else to do. There was no other way of getting that kind of preparation. You couldn't spar anybody else because it was locked down, so it was good we had one another. But we only done it twice or 3 times, I think, because we was coming out battered and bruised. Neither of us were holding back. So
how did your coaches feel about that?
I think they think it wasn't as bad as what it was, but they see us spar in the gym, and obviously we've got headgear on and whatever, and it goes quite smoothly. We're quite technical, the pair of us. Obviously we both carry a bit of power as well, but when it's in the ring, you've got 14-ounce gloves on, whatever. It looks a lot nicer than what it did when it was back in the house, that's for sure.
I would honestly pay to be a fly on the wall for that. Thank you so much, Karriss, for your time. I really, really appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thank you very much.